DNA,
replication,
mitosis,
and
meiosis, and cancer too.
DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid that contains the genetic information used in the development and functioning of all known living organisms. The information in DNA is stored as a code made up of 4 chemical bases: adenine A, guanine G, cytosine C, and thymine T. The order or sequence of these bases determines the information available for building and maintaining an organism. DNA bases pair up with each other, A with T and C with G, to form units called base pairs. Each base is also attached to a sugar molecule and phosphate molecule. Together, a base, sugar, and phosphate are called a nucleotide. Phosphates link the neighboring deoxyribosugar together with the use of covalent bonds, whereas the bases are held together by hydrogen bonds. Nucleotides are arranged in 2 long strands that form a spiral called a double helix. An important property of DNA is that it is semi-conservative, as it can replicate or make copies of itself. DNA replication happens in 3 steps. Number 1, the helicase enzyme unwinds the parental strands into 2 individual strands, making the shape of a fork. Number 2 is the process of making 2 new DNA strands. It happens when the DNA polymerase brings spare bases to the 2 strands. And finally, once the process is completed, 2 new double helixes are formed with hydrogen bonds.
Growth, embryonic development, tissue repair, and asexual reproduction are all involved in mitosis. The stages of mitosis are
Interphase,
where the offspring cells grows to a mature size and the cell begins to prepare for division.
early prophase,
Where the DNA begins to condense.
late prophase,
Where the chromosomes that condensed turned into 2 chromatids held together at the centromere, and the spindle fibers also begin to form.
metaphase,
This phase is where chromosomes begin to line up at the equator of the cell,
anaphase,
where the centromeres divide and the spindle fibers attached to the chromatids pull them apart,
late anaphase,
where the spindle fibers lengthen and the cell begins to elongate.
telophase,
This is where 2 nuclei form as the nucleus divides.
cytokinesis,
Cytokinesis is the division of the cytoplasm where we have 2 daughter cells
created.
Noise. We went into mitosis. Meiosis is more or less the same as mitosis, but the genes are not mixed up, which means the result is not 2 perfect duplicate cells. The cell divides, leaving 2 new cells with a pair of chromosomes each. Meiosis 1 is where the first division separates the homologous chromosomes into 2 intermediate cells. Meiosis 2 is where the second division... Okay, we can just keep going. The second division is merely a meiotic one in nature, where the chromatids are pulled apart but the number of chromosomes remain the same. This allows a large number of gametes to be produced. Cancer is the loss of control of cell division. It is a result of deleterious mutations that cause uncontrolled cell growth.
If mutation occurs in one of these genes, the proteins may not function properly and will not respond normally to body's control mechanism. Some mutations cause cancer by overproducing growth-promoting molecules.
As you can see in the picture, a cancer cell has a small cytoplasm compared to the normal cell, where the cytoplasm is large. There's also a single nucleus compared to the multinucleated cell in cancer.
Cancer cell.
Thank you!
Bye! What?
Very
Yeah!